Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be giving an update on RMED. My previous DD from last week is in the description below if you want to watch it. After this one, I'm going to go through technical analysis, news, and how I'm going to be playing this stock. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow. Subscribe and leave your notifications on to get the latest out of my videos. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So 1 month, 1 day perspective here, you get to see an MACD that dipped down through an offering and is recovering currently. It's seen at a bit of a reversal on the last trading day, where it seems to be a little bit positive. We still need a little bit more confirmation towards that strength. Moving on, momentum seems to be a little bit building on ever since the 4th and climbing in slowly. In terms of willing percent R, it's sitting in currently at a neutral level, and in the ADX does show that there is a possibility of a trend forming. The moving averages still look very much bearish to me, but the stock is in the trading action zone where reversals are really likely. But we need to look into the 1 hour perspective since it's an offering play that recently had an offering there. So first things first, we get to see that it did have a bit of a jump where it jumped a little bit above the 200 SMA and it was bullish for a bit of an extended market and then did fall down a little. Now, the stock price, the 10 SMA is getting really close to the 30 EMA and it looks like it actually might dip under. If it does dip under, that is a dangerous situation to be in, and still currently looks it looks barely bullish for me in terms of moving average with a chance of bearishness. Now, in terms of the ADX, it did jump quite a little to where a trend is basically unstable around the 50 and then dip very quickly around 25.67. I do expect to hit the 20s before it does jump back on again. In terms of willing percent R, it seems to be oversold a bit more times during the day and then jump back to neutral, and momentum seems a little bit more choppy during the day. Now, in terms of the MACD, it looks like it's actually curving up, and that might be a positive thing, but you want to make sure that it does actually reverse and not get declined that reversal. So you might actually get a Monday where if everything looks good here, everything looks right in terms of the MACD, you might get a little bit of a green Monday, even a little bit at least on the evening of the day, where you might see that for reversal. Now moving on towards the moving averages, and what we get to see here is that the stock is trading finally in the bottom half of the moving average here band in blue and purple. So you want to see it somewhere between 0.32 and 0.37. The upper band of that would be around 0.41, so that's the chance that's how high it can go, just based on the moving average band, although usually prices do break that moving average band easily. Current support is sitting in at 0.33 cents. That's on a Fibonacci support, and then well, it's currently, I believe, a resistance, but it's been flirting up and down with it. We're seeing 0.34 as the next resistance on Fibonacci, and then we're seeing around 0.35, and then we're seeing 0.36. And then we're seeing 0.37, and then Fibonacci resistance 0.38, and then we're looking at 0.39, and you can see the rest. Now coming in towards support, we're looking at 0.32 Fibonacci, sorry, it's just a traditional support. We're looking at 0.31, and then below that we're looking at a 0.3, and then below that we're looking at basically this is actually 0.31, and then we're looking at 0.3, and then we're looking at basically a cent down for every support down all the way to 0.8. Now coming in towards trends, nothing significant here seems to be showing up for me. I mean, this could be, for instance, a trend that is forming, whether it's bearish or bullish, that's yet to be determined. So we need to look a little bit towards news and catalysts coming up. So in terms of the latest things happening here, you get to see on Friday, this company has averaged down, decreased their value shares by half. So they increased their shares by 26.06% and decreased their value off the average by negative 43. So they were quite up there, and probably around 0.79, where they really got hurt by that offering. Now EPG did as well leave out all their shares. 31st here, they did average down as well, where they increased their shares and decreased their value. So it seems that institutional still kind of believes in it, but they do want to average down, at least I guess, to try to bring their average price down in order to perhaps break even or get profit on this. But the expectations here is not going to jump back all the way to where it was on like the 80 cents anytime soon. Moving on towards, that's just institutional, by the way. It doesn't relate anything towards the company itself. But moving on towards different news, of course, this was the last thing that was mentioned, was basically regarding the offering of 0.35 cents. So the price is still below the offering price, which is a little bit unusual for companies like that. But this one left a little bit of a bad taste for a lot of different people that did buy on the last offering 2 months ago in May. But different things such as warrant exercise and stuff, that's basically there to come, but no new news. Now coming in towards the catalyst. What's the next catalyst coming in? It is the earning report. So the earning report is happening on 11th of August. That is before market, and their estimated EPS is on negative 0.22. So that is, so the last one was negative 0.34, so you're expecting a little bit of an improvement there. Estimated revenue though is a little bit less, around 550,000. So what is the expectation here that we're looking at? So, or how am I going to play it? So definitely I would want it to stabilize a little, because I do know a lot of people on Twitter got on this one and got it to jump a little. I want to see it stabilizing around the 0.32 cents mark, and holding a really good support, and then perhaps I'll jump on it on Monday morning with a good dip. I did play this one a few times over, but then I kind of got bored with that movement, and I moved my money to something else. But we're looking at where you wanted to see a little bit accumulate, or where the hype just dies down just a little, perhaps even for half an hour in the morning, where you can scoop this one around 0.32 and then sell it either on Tuesday. So that's 11th of August, Tuesday, sometime in the morning or midday, where I expect it to jump quite a little. But here's the thing, right? The previous earnings were mixed. They do have the last one, they missed by 64.71%. The previous one before that, the surprise was almost 40% higher, better than expected, and their estimated revenue was bad for the last few times. This one basically is a met, so it's a little bit of an interesting thing. I myself don't really trust holding through revenues, especially for times like now where it's COVID. There's a pandemic going on. For a company like this as well, where it's pharma, where a lot of their products is more in the research trials and whatnot, I would sell before the earnings report. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.